Good afternoon. Welcome to Foys on Facebook. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Friday. My name is Gina. As you notice, Jerry's not with me today. I called him this morning several times and he didn't answer, so I called his cell phone. But he is not feeling well today. He did come in and try to be on the show, but he's just not feeling very well. So as of right now, all you got is me. Feel free to let us know where you're viewing from today. I'll give you a shout out. And today's show is going to be on pigeons and military history. I had to, Jerry does most of the talking between the two of us. So I had to kind of write a few notes down, and so bear with me a little bit today as I'm going through it. He couldn't find his book that we were going to talk about, so I found a few things that I thought was interesting and might interest you, so that's what we're going to talk about today. So what else? We're going to do the auction right after the show. We'll sign off for a minute, and then as soon as we get outside, we will come back on and do the auction. The auction ends at 4:15, so please try not to wait till the last minute to place your bids. As you see in front of me, this is the roper line that we were talking about last week. It's one of our new product lines. We just got everything in stock yesterday. We have been putting the brochures in with the orders. So if you have any questions, everything is online, or feel free to call and ask us questions if you have any questions. And even though we're talking about pigeons in the military today, you can ask us any questions about pigeons that you want. I may not be able to answer it, but I'll get back to you. But feel free to ask. So we'll learn together today. I'm also in a little bit going to be talking about another new product that we just got in stock. Several people were asking us for it, so we'll be discussing that in a little bit as well. But right now, I want to introduce to you somebody who is always behind the camera, and that is Veronica. She's going to be going over a little bit of some of the things she does here at Foys in Jervik. So, without further ado, say hi.
Hi, Gina.
Say hi to all of our viewers.
Hello.
This is Veronica. She's always behind the scenes. She makes sure everything's set up for us, and when we're late, it's her fault.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Veronica, what do you do for Foys?
Well, I do all the marketing and the website and the catalog and any books that Jerry writes in the meantime.
In between everything else. What do you do for the website?
I put the pictures on, maintain it, make sure it's running, give it new design or facelift.
Along with our website, what else do you do?
I do stuff for other people, such as charities and window companies and all kinds of different other places, schools, basically any other small business.
So you make websites for other people?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she makes websites, she maintains them, anything that has to do with all that. Plus she does flyers and business cards, anything that you would need made pretty much for a business. She has some samples she's going to show you.
This is just a sample of a postcard you can do. And we also print them, so you don't have to worry about printing them. We do logos. We also do tags to hang in your car with the business card on the bottom. And we do stuff for charities. This is for one of the war monuments out in Pittsburgh.
Bring it over a little bit. I can't see it.
So this was a pretty big project for us because it was for the big city. And we do little brochures. And also big
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
big pamphlets
That's
for
okay.
the school. If you have football or basketball and you need to have a program done.
Yeah, it's the big. When I was on the board for when my son was in high school, we brought Veronica on board to pretty much do our program for us. It's a big task every year. Not only does she do the program, she does different covers for homecoming and for senior week for the programs. So it's a big job. So Veronica doesn't just do the show or our website. She does a lot of stuff. She does different websites. She builds websites, maintains them, last minute changes, that people always need. My motto in the Navy always was when people needed something, I always had a little note by my desk that said, lack of planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on my part. And she deals with that all the time, last minute things, but she's good at what she does. She can handle it. So if you need anything for Veronica, website, business cards, flyers, anything you should need, she's your woman.
Well, thank you, Gina.
So now we have another special guest. Since Jerry can't be here today, I can't do the show by myself. Not that she's going to talk much, she said, but welcome to our special guest as she makes her way over. As most of you know, don't look at the screen, look at the camera. They'll
Hello.
see us.
Hi, sister.
This is Kim. She's the president of Foy's. She's my sister, Jerry's other daughter. She'll be doing the show with me. As I said, Jerry is sick today, so we'll be working together, I think, and discussing today's topics. So, first thing we're going to discuss is we have a new product. Kim's going to grab it. It's a band holder. Several people have asked us for it, and we finally got them in stock. This is it. There's 4 different, whatever you call them. 4 different, help me out somebody. 4 different little things that you can put different size bands on. And they fit from the smallest size would be a 7 all the way up to a 14. So they just...
That's an 8.
Yeah, that one's an 8, but it will fit a size 7. You just slide them right on there, and then you see the 2 holes right here to post it, to nail it, screw it onto the wall, or wherever you want to put it at. So these are $4, and they're not on the website yet, but they will be soon. So if you have any questions about those, just give us a call. They're really nice, too. Do you have any comments about that, Kim?
No, ma'am.
So,
I'm not here to talk. I'm just here to support Gina.
she did bring some water in case she got a little parched from talking so much. So, do we have any questions? Want to read the questions, sis?
No.
What is she doing here? Okay. Cam, let's see. I have a homing pigeon hen that is 6 years old, and when we lay eggs, she lays little ones and 1 egg at a time. Nothing hatches out of them. Is there a product that would help her lay normal sized eggs? 6 years old. Little ones, 1 egg at a time. Nothing hatches out. So I'm guessing you've never had anything hatch for 6 years. I'm going to tell you to give us a call after the show. I'm thinking maybe like Breeding Edge or one of the fertility, hen fertility pills, but we'll discuss it a little more, so give me a call after the show and we'll talk about it. Do you have any comment on that?
No.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask. So, It's hot in here. I've been freezing all day till I come to this little office and shut the door, and it's blazing. So we have, like I said, I kind of got my notes together. Well, I've been working on it all day, but so bear with me. I have, so some of you may know that I was in the military for quite a while, and I enjoyed my time in the military. I never realized about pigeons in the military, so it was very interesting when I started reading up on it. Interesting to see how important that the pigeons were in the military and how they helped our military members. There's a famous pigeon called Cherami, and Cherami means dear friend. Oh, she scared me. But Kim's dog's in here and she just jumped up on me and scared the mess out of me. Anyways, Cherami, which means dear friend, she was one of 600 pigeons owned and flown by the U.S. Army Signal Corps in World War One. Oh, sis, can you show the picture of
I didn't know I
Cherami?
was supposed to.
I forgot to tell you. So just hold it up closer so they can see.
Don't treat me like you treat Jerry.
I don't know if they can see it, can they? Oh yeah, good. You can move it a little closer if you want. She was. There was two other pigeons sent prior to her, but they both got shot down. They were trying to get a note through, and the other two pigeons before her, they got shot down. So she was finally sent. The third pigeon that was sent, and she got through. She got through, they got the note, and then she was leaving to come back with the note, and she got shot down. So, once she got shot down, she was able to get back up and go home. By the time she got home, she was shot through her breast, she was blinded in one eye, and her one leg was dangling. So, her leg was hanging by a tendon. The Army medics worked to try to get her back to health, and they did finally get her where she was able to recover from everything, but they could not save her leg. But they made her a wooden leg, which is pretty awesome. So she was the hero of the 77th Infantry Division. Everybody thought she was a he, thought it was a male pigeon. But Cherami was mounted by a taxidermist, and the taxidermist was the one who found out that it was a female and not a male pigeon. Interesting, huh?
Very.
So she's enshrined in the Smithsonian Institute. She won several medals, and then in 1931, she was inducted into the Racing Pigeon Hall of Fame. And she later died in June of 1919. Well, she died, and then she was enshrined, I guess, right? I guess I have my notes a little backwards. So, that's Cherami from World War One. Isn't it interesting?
Very interesting.
Thank you. I thought so myself. So communication is very important, not just in the military, but in every aspect of our lives. So they helped, once again, so many people. Cherami saved, I believe it was 194 people in the war that day. Pretty awesome, huh?
Sure.
Any comments, sis?
No.
Veronica? I don't have a clock up there. Oh, jeez. It seemed like I've been talking forever.
I'll give you a little break. Tiffany, just to let you know, she served 20 years in the United States Navy. Long, long time.
I can't see the comments. I try, but.
Tiffany said thank you for your service.
Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate that. Yeah, I can't see.
And Stephen posted the last Army post to have pigeons was Fort Monmouth, New Jersey. FYI, if you didn't know.
Thank you. Yeah, I have a lot more notes, so I'll be getting there. I didn't write everything down because there's so much information.
So take a drink so you're not so dry.
I just did.
Okay.
You didn't see my thicker than a Snicker cup?
No. Chris, if you're on,
Thanks to Chris.
she's a mess.
Thanks, Bob, for sending it to me. Now I gotta give you a shout out too. Whew, it's hot. So pigeons in the military, they not only had different types of names like Cher Me and G.I. Joe and Lady Astor and Pepperhead, but some of them were just known as a number, which some people in the military are known just as a number, unfortunately. So the pigeons, they could bring a lot of information to the troops. They could tell the location. They could tell about the other troops. They could tell you about traffic conditions, all kind of data that they can give you in the little message. And speaking of a message capsule, Kim?
Sherry Verico just asked if we still had these.
Did she? So this, you want to explain when we bought the company?
There was a fellow that lived somewhere in, I think, the Pittsburgh area, and he had contacted Jerry. He was retired from the company. He had a warehouse full of pigeon supplies. So Jerry said that we would purchase it, so we sent a couple guys up, and we purchased all of these supplies. And this was one of the products that was in there. I think we probably had at least 1,000 of them, and we got rid of all of them except this one. So there's no more left, and this one is not for sale.
And it is an original from the war.
Yes, this is an original.
I don't know which one, but it is.
You just unscrew this, and this is where they put the message inside there.
And then that goes on the pigeon's leg.
I can't get it back together.
So along with, there are different types of message capsules also for the pigeon's leg, but along with the message capsule, what else did the guy have?
He had some old military boxes.
Which is pretty neat looking.
Do we have any of these left?
Yeah, we have a lot of them, actually. These are from the war.
Is this what was used?
The boxes.
Did they
that-
ship the pigeons in these or just to
They-
carry them? I'm not 100% sure on that.
I'm not sure either. I think just to carry them in. I don't know. And that has a, we don't have the dividers, but normally that's a 2-bird carrier from the war. But we do have a lot of those. If anybody wants any, just to keep and have, we do have quite a bit left.
Sis, we have some new viewers. They want to know where's the captain.
The captain. Who's the captain?
Your dad.
Oh, well, our dad is sick today. He's a little under the weather. Originally we forbade him to even come into work because we don't want to get sick. But he decided to show up. But he really wasn't feeling up to it, so he did go home and lay back down. So we will. I'm sure he's watching at home though.
He's probably watching.
Yeah. So you can say hi to him on there, and he probably won't say hi back because he just knows how to watch it, not post comments.
Keith, we're not sure if it was used just to carry the birds or if it was used to ship birds. We're not 100% sure on that. Gina will have to do some research.
By looking at the style of the box with the big holes in it, I want to say it was just to transport them back and forth for their own use, not to ship pigeons in. That would be my guess. Yeah. They're pretty neat. They've come a long way. So they did, in the war, they did carry the birds in baskets. They carried them in slings under the arm. Sometimes they had carried them inside their shirt. So that threw me off a little bit. So I was talking about there's different size leg capsules. At one point they made them like cigar style, like a tube and a cigar style that they carried on their backs, and they would put maps in them. They would put pictures in them and detailed reports of different things. So like I said, there are different ones. as I was looking at pictures today too, I saw different of the small ones that they attached to their legs.
I didn't know that they made the different sizes.
I didn't either till I was researching it. I thought that was the only style on their leg, but it's not. It was interesting. So in 1941, the military wanted more people to help with the pigeons. So when you went in, you could let them know that you had experience with pigeons, and then you would actually be able to work with the pigeons in the military. The military did a consensus and asked for everyone to register their pigeon lofts in case they needed pigeons. They could come to you. They would buy pigeons for $5 each from people to buy their pigeons they use for the military. What are you laughing at?
Okay, now you sound like Jerry.
How?
Because I'm able to read the questions and the comments, and somebody just made a comment, that's all.
What do you mean?
Lonnie said, "Smile, Kim."
Oh.
Just so you know, sitting here, it's very hard to smile the whole time.
Look at the camera.
I'm looking at you.
So anyways, $5 at the time was half of the average market price of pigeons. $5, wow. So the American Racing Pigeon Union and the International Federation of American Homing Pigeon Fanciers, they helped aid with the pigeons for the war. Any questions I need to know about?
Nope.
Comments?
Nope.
Anybody checking in from where they're viewing from?
There was some earlier on.
Oh, I wanted to give you a shout out, but I couldn't see it on my phone. So, anyways, thank you for all of our viewers. We really do appreciate you watching our show, asking questions, making comments. Not only does it help us, it helps you and helps the other viewers who sometimes people don't want to ask the question. They have it, but they, for whatever reason, don't want to ask the question. So we appreciate that. Rochelle from Tofton, North Carolina, Dennis, and big old Appalachia, Virginia. Naples, Florida, Brooklyn, New York. Okay, I see you.
Do you know Dennis?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I might have talked to him. I don't know. I talk to so many people. People call and say, "Hey, Gina, this is such and such from wherever." And I'm like, "Oh, hey."
There was one way back in the beginning. Keith Wilkerson. "Hey, Gigi."
Hey, Keith.
Listen, you don't know, Gina has become so popular from this show. Now she gets all the calls and I get to take a break.
She'd be like, "Gina, it's such and such on the phone." I'm like, "Who's that?" She's like, "I don't know. One of your customers." Belinda from Bloomfield, New York. Okay, so, what time is it? Back to the pigeons. So in October 1943, the Signal Corps had enough pigeons to do their own breeding, so they could stop buying them from other pigeon fanciers, and they could breed their own. So, as the war progressed, they wanted to utilize pigeons in airborne operations, so they made a sling for paratroopers to put the pigeon on their back, on their front or on their back. So if something happened, they could release the pigeon. The first paratrooper pigeon was a male named Thunderbird, and he was the first pigeon to make 10 jumps. How cool is that? Neat. What else? Oh, one of the problems that they had with the pigeons in the combat zone was that they needed a constant supply of new birds, because a lot of times they would have to move their locations, and after they moved a couple times, the pigeons got confused. So when they would let them go and the pigeon came back, it may go to the first location, so it would take them longer to get to the location that they're actually at. So they always had to have new pigeons so they could get the messages quicker as they needed them in the war. And I was reading also some pigeons ended up as POWs. You know what a POW is?
No.
Prisoner of war. So there was one that I was reading up. It ended up as a POW temporarily. They let it go and sent a note back on the pigeon and it said, "To the American troops, herewith we return a pigeon to you. We have enough to eat, the German troops." Thought that was cute. Isn't that funny? Sis.
I'm sorry, I was reading a question.
Oh, okay. I need a drink. Giannis, I don't know if I'm saying that right. She said hi from Sweden. That's awesome. Say something, sis. They want to hear from you
How
too.
do you know it's a she? Or they're a she?
I don't. I apologize. It's a he. I'm sorry. I apologize. Hi, Giannis. I'm probably saying it wrong too. I don't know.
Well, at least you attempted. I didn't even know what to say. It's hot in here.
It is. So, right now, as most of you know that watch regularly, we do a segment that's called Ask Anything.
Oh, no.
So, you can ask anything but a pigeon question right now. Throughout the show, you can still ask pigeon questions too, but you can ask us anything you want and we'll attempt to answer it. So, feel free to ask on.
Okay, someone's asking about the auction. There will be an auction today after the show.
There will be. Right after the show, we'll temporarily log off at 4 o'clock and then we'll come back on and we'll do the pigeon auction up until 4:15. So once we log off, just hold off for a minute. We'll be right back on. We have 3 pairs of pigeons today. We have tipplers, racing homers, and Russian tumblers. So if you go on to Facebook, under the pictures of the actual birds, you'll put, say if you want to bid on a racing homers, you'll type in racing homer and what your bid is. So make sure you pay attention to the other bids. It's a, what is it, $10 increments? It's in $10 increments, the bids. So at the end of the show, I'll talk about the auction a little bit more real quick before we end. And then we'll get to it. Any other questions right now? Oh. Cam, I thought I read this one. No. Cam, I have a homing pigeon hen that has had a broken or sprained wing for a while now, and her wing isn't getting better. What should I do? Is there something I can use to help her heal so she can fly again? Sis?
I don't know for a broken or sprained wing.
Is it, wait, let me see. For a while now. Are you sure it's broke? Is it a limp wing? Is there any twisted neck going on or anything wrong with their legs? If you could give us more, help me out.
Symptoms.
More symptoms, or give us a call after the show. And we usually have a bunch of one question always leads us to other questions. So if you could give us more details, and then we can talk about it. Okay, Tiffany, forgive me. This is my first time viewing and came late. My daughter would like to know what you would suggest for worming. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, daughter. Thank you for watching our show. We appreciate it. For worming, we have a worm out gel. It goes in the water. We have it's actually called worm out gel. We have levomasol powder. That goes in the water as well. That gets all worm except tapeworms. Tapeworms are rare in pigeons. And then we have...
Gina, worm out gel does get tapeworms.
I said...
Levomasol.
Levomasol does not. She ain't even paying attention.
Okay.
She's doing me like I do Jerry.
See that? Now you know what it feels like. You give your dad such a hard time.
What's another wormer?
Metronidazole?
No.
No, that's canker.
Warm
out gel, levamisole.
Ivermectin. So Ivermectin, that's a liquid that goes in the water as well. So each like the smallest one of those makes up to 4 gallons of water. Some makes a lot more than that. So depending how many birds you have, you can give us a call and we can talk to you about it. And anybody can help you with that. Sherry or Kim, myself, or Samantha.
There's also some individual treatments if you wanted
yes,
just to give the individual. We have the worm out tablets. We also have the worm out tablets plus coccidiosis, so it would get both.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you have very few pigeons, a lot of times people go with the tablets. So if you have any more questions, you can give us a call. Our number is 724-843-6889. What's so funny?
Mr. Wilkerson, of course. Why are you guys not wearing Ravens gear? Even though I agree with the thicker than a Snicker gear.
I will say this.
You and Kim both should have them on as everyday uniforms. No way, Keith.
You will not ever see me in a Ravens. Nothing. Nothing Ravens here at all.
I will tell you she did buy a green wig to wear today. But for some reason, she decided not to wear it.
Well, I was going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day with y'all since we're not going to be on next week. But, no.
Chris, we're still
Not
waiting
happening.
on them cannolis. You were supposed to send them. I'll have you know, Gerard takes care of us. He sends us cannolis.
We love cannolis. That's how we... Well, sorry, I'll speak for myself. That's how I became thicker than a Snicker. So anyways, any more questions before I get back to... Do we have any Ask Anything questions? I know y'all got some questions for us. Ask anything.
Ask anything?
Anything.
Oh, jeez.
You see Kim, I don't know if you can see her little doggy here, Gretchen. She's very spoiled.
She's not spoiled, she's loved.
That too. So, where was I at? Oh, about pigeons missing in action. As you know as well, pigeons also become missing due to hawks, bad weather, stuff like that. She keeps laughing and throwing me off track. What?
But you do the same thing to Jerry.
Oh, I do, huh? But because Veronica posts up there what people say, I don't always see all the comments right away because I don't have the computer in front of me like she has her iPad. But so I only see certain things that Veronica puts up on the screen for me to see. And, you know, I need to laugh and smile sometimes, so she got to throw it up there to make me
Okay, so
laugh.
hold on. So Chris just put a sad face.
Why, Chris?
Because the cannolis. So Chris, there's only one way to take care of that. So you got to step up to the plate.
You can just come make a trip to Foy's, visit the store, visit us, and bring us cannolis.
There you go. Perfect.
And maybe even be on the show. How about
there
that?
you go. Come in 2 weeks.
You can bring some of your pigeons to the show. Sounds like a plan, right? So, and anybody is welcome to come visit the store. I know a lot of you aren't even close. We had a guy come from, was it Tennessee one time? His wife is actually from the area, and they had come up, I might be wrong, Tennessee, somewhere around there. But he's came a couple times to see the store and loved it. But
We've had several customers come from Canada.
Oh yeah.
Several different times.
Yep. A lot of customers are from, well, we have a couple from the area, but then we have some from Ohio and Maryland that come in. I don't think anybody's came to visit from New York. Huh. We need some visitors.
Gerard was here.
Oh yeah, Gerard. Hi Gerard. I don't know if he's on, but if you are, hey, happy belated birthday.
Few people would like to know where your father's at.
Okay, so once again, some of you might be tuning in late. Our dad is not feeling well today. he tried to come in and do the show, but he just wasn't feeling good. He's really tired, so we sent him home to rest. Or he's probably watching the show right now. But he needs to get his rest. He just started feeling bad this morning, so it's Kim and I doing the show with you today.
Sorry to disappoint you. I'm not Jerry.
But he is watching, and if he sees any questions, if we miss them or if we don't know the answers, we will get back to you. One way or another, either us or him will call you. So anyways, back to the pigeons in the war. So the most celebrated pigeon in World War II. Does anybody know who it was? No idea? You never guessed the name. G.I. Joe.
No way.
Yes way. Yes way. That's true. And G.I. Joe was in the infantry division, and they radioed to try to get word to cancel the attack, but they could not get through on the radio. This ain't a really good picture, but you can show it of G.I. Joe. They couldn't get through this, so they had to send G.I. Joe. They sent him with a vital message to abort the bombing. So G.I. Joe made it. He flew 20 miles within 20 minutes, and he arrived just as the bombers were about to lift off. So thank God they had the pigeon in order to do that. Otherwise, the bomb would have got dropped, and it wouldn't have been a good thing. So he was awarded the Dickin Medal for gallantry. There was some other war pigeons awarded that same medal, but he was the most celebrated pigeon of World War II. Thank you, sis, for helping me.
You're welcome. It's nice to be your assistant.
Thank you.
It won't happen again.
I guess it will. We're even going to get the other girls on here. They don't know it yet, but Sam and Sherry are going to make an appearance one day, too. They might make a couple, too, and help Jerry out to give me a break. Wow. Okay, so anyways, so the pigeon service continued to grow through the war. And then at its peak, at one point, there was 150 officers, 150, 3,000 enlisted men, and guess how many pigeons? Any idea? 150 officers, 3,000 enlisted men, 54,000 pigeons. Wow. That's a lot of pigeons. So, then the pigeon service was obsolete and disbanded in 1957. They didn't have pigeons in the war anymore because, telecommunications, everything grew, so I guess they didn't need them anymore. Oh, that's all I have. Oh, no, it's not. I told a story. We got some other pictures that Veronica so graciously printed off for us today. Any questions or comments before I go on? Veronica? No? Okay. Excuse me. Oh, I saw myself froze over there. That wasn't cute. So here's Gretchen again, scaring the mess out of me. So this is a Royal Air Force pilot that took a carrier pigeon on board his bomber before the raid in World War II. The pigeons helped to bring... Ooh.
Would you like me to hold that?
If you'd like, you can.
Sure.
So that's the box that the pigeons go in. How neat was that, huh? Wait till... I ain't even gonna say it.
Say.
Huh.
Say.
No. So Jerry does have a lot, quite a bit of stuff, books and memorabilia from the war. And I forget who it was, but I was talking to him at the, one of our customers at the national show. He wears a cowboy hat. What's his name?
Mike Owen?
No. The other guy that wears a cowboy hat.
Roger Hansen.
Roger. I don't know if you're on Roger, but Roger was telling me about, he has so much information, like old stuff about pigeons that he has. To me, it's really interesting. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird, but I find it interesting.
You're not weird, sis.
I know a couple people sent us pictures of books and different things they have from wars and stuff. Like I said, Jerry had stuff, but he couldn't bring nothing because he was sick. The stuff we're showing you is what we have here at the store and what we found online today. So if I'm wrong in anything, please correct me. Or give us some things that you may know about pigeons in the war and let the other people know that's viewing as well. So I didn't print or write on everything that I found about pigeons, but there's so many famous pigeons that were in the wars, but we could go on for days and talk about them. So here's another one. Thank you to my assistant,
my
Kim.
job.
This is.
See, you didn't need me here. You could have done this all by your lonesome.
I did need her, didn't I, guys? Isn't it nice to see another person here doing the show with us? So this is Princess the Pigeon that was from the Royal Air Force. And she was a carrier pigeon who served in World War II as well. And she traveled 500 miles carrying vital information. Stop.
What?
Nothing.
What are you laughing about?
Ay, ay, ay.
Now you know how your daddy feels.
I know. Okay, we got one more. This one.
Hi, Rick Verico. Thanks for tuning in.
Hi, Rick. Sherry's gonna be on here soon. She don't know it, so
Yeah,
don't
she's
tell her.
watching, so she sees this.
She's watching.
Yes.
Sherry. Okay, here's this. This pigeon, or this picture on the right, is a German pigeon with a spy camera on it. Look at that big camera. Isn't that crazy? And this is right here is a captured World War I German messenger pigeons. And then the insert right there is another type of message capsule. So remember I said there's different types. That's one of the others. That's similar to the one that we actually have, but it's different, a little bit different.
That looks like it's metal.
It does, huh? It'll probably be heavy. The one we have is plastic.
Yeah, but it looks real thin.
Yeah, it does. So ours is plastic with like a Velcro around it to put it on the leg. Any comments on the pigeons in the wars?
No.
Military? So, something else we want to talk about, but we didn't know if we'd have time, so we didn't announce it, but we want to talk a little bit about some famous people that are into pigeons that you might not know about. Do you know any famous people in pigeons?
How about Dolly Parton?
Dolly Parton. That's not one that came up on my research, but Dolly Parton, the Dixie Stampede, we do make special baskets for that, for the Dixie Stampede. And our Amish guy does make them for them. It's a special one that the bottom drops out of it. So when they release the pigeons at the show, they drop out the bottom. It's a really neat one. But yeah, I didn't think about that.
How about isn't Terry Bradshaw?
He is. If anybody, if you don't know who he was, Rick, he played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just so you know. 4 times in the Super Bowl.
Someone just said Roy Rogers. You have that on your
Roy
list?
Rogers, I do have. He's on the top of my list. Roy Rogers was into pigeons also.
Keith Wickerson, boo to you too.
Now you know you're secretly a Steelers fan, and it's okay.
Okay, Rick Verico, that's enough. We know you're a Dallas Cowboy
Boo,
fan.
that's
Boo.
another one, boo. No Cowboys, no Ravens here. Go somewhere else with that. Hit the road. Who else?
I'll have to cheat.
With-
I don't know
Without
anyone
looking
else.
at my... Yes, you do.
Mike Tyson, of course.
Of course. And we did meet him a couple years ago, right?
Yes, we did. We got to meet him and go to his show and spend a little bit of time with him.
Mm-hmm. And Jerry actually met him at one of the AU conventions. Do you remember? Did you know that?
Was it California?
I don't remember,
I'm not
but
sure.
yeah. Jerry actually sat down and talked to him for a while. As did we. We sat and talked to him, very soft-spoken, nice. Yeah, it was a good show. It was interesting to meet him. Which, when Kim got the call to go to the show, she didn't want to, not that she didn't want to go. She didn't want to leave my mom and dad, and her and I both go. But I talked her into going.
Jerry was out of town, I think.
Yeah, Jerry was in Florida.
I didn't want to leave our mother
Right.
by herself.
But we left her.
We decided to leave her. She's a big girl.
Yeah. So yeah, that was interesting. Anybody else you know?
I don't know of anyone else.
The Queen.
Oh.
They always had. Walt Disney always had white pigeons. Very popular and known for white pigeons. Do you know that?
No, ma'am.
Nope. Do you know who Pablo Picasso is?
No, ma'am.
An artist.
How about
Hold on.
Andy Devine?
Hold on. Back to Pablo. He liked pigeons so much he named his daughter Paloma, which means pigeon in Spanish, I believe. Yes, Spanish. Who? What are you laughing at?
I saw an article on Facebook that Trump has pigeons. It was on Facebook, so it must be true. We'll let that one go.
Next.
Next.
Who? You asked me about somebody else. Devine.
Andy Devine?
Yes, Andy Devine was an actor. Just happened to be on my notes right here. He was reported to be in the same pigeon racing club as Roy Rogers.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who he is, but my notes say he's an actor.
Well, I'm sure you got it on the internet, and the internet tells no
I
lies.
sure did. Michael Landon, you know who he is? You do know who he is. Yep. He's an actor.
Who is he? What did he play on?
Michael Landon played in. Yes, Little House on the Prairie.
I thought that was it.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy Smits. You know him? He's an
No.
actor. I liked him. He was on NYPD Blues, but I believe he was also on, no, I might be wrong. Never mind. But yeah, he's had, pigeons.
Billy Ray Cyrus and Miley Cyrus.
Nuh-uh.
That's what Rhonda says.
Really?
Rhonda, where'd you find that at?
I didn't know that. Anybody else know that to be true?
Hi, Blondell.
Hi, Blondell. Who else? George Foreman. You know who he is?
Yes, ma'am.
You never know with her. Who else? Yul Brenner.
Remember, I'm older than you. I teach you everything you know. Little Joe?
Huh?
Little Joe?
Who's Little Joe?
I don't know. Tom said Little Joe.
Who's Little Joe, Tom? I don't know who he is. How about when I was looking on the internet today, I was looking at pictures of, I was trying to find a better picture of G.I. Joe. And so some pictures of Mike Tyson came up. So I went to that and was looking at all the pictures of Mike Tyson. Guess whose picture came up in the middle of Mike Tyson's picture?
Yours.
Good God, no. Jerry Gagne. Jerry had a picture with somebody else at some pigeon convention or show or something, and he was right there with the guy. I was like, what do you know? I know that guy. So, who else? Willie Mays, do you know who he is? A baseball player. Yeah, Veronica's shaking her head. She knows who it is. She don't. Gypsy Rose Lee. Oh, no. Look who that is.
Gina.
Yeah, never mind. Ain't even gonna go
Scratch
there.
that one. Edit this. Get that out of here.
Edit, please, Veronica. Clint Eastwood. He had pigeons. Scott Baio. Ooh, I used to love him.
Yeah, I thought I was going to marry him when I was young.
Oh, jeez.
What was he on? Happy Days.
Happy Days. And another
The
one.
Fawns.
The Fonz was on Happy Days. But there was another show after that he was on. Everybody Loves Joni, Is it? Everybody loves. No, I don't know. Y'all know my mind ain't right.
Hey, Kevin, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Kevin.
You know Kevin?
I don't know.
You
Kevin
know.
who?
You know Kevin. Kevin Hoffman.
Oh, hi. Yes, I know Kevin. I did have an earlier question from Vahid, if I'm saying it right. I'm not sure of the answer to your question. It was about the primary feathers curling at the tips. Before Jerry left today, I was going to ask him and didn't get a chance, but I will get back to you on that question. Probably next week when Jerry's feeling better, but I'll message you on Facebook unless you want to call. I don't know if we have your number on file, but I will get back to you on that question.
Back to Scott Baio. Joni loves Chachi. Don't spit your water out.
I knew it was Loves in there somewhere. Who said that?
Dean Bradford Buckley.
Thank you, Dean. I knew it was something like that. Joni loves Chachi. That's it.
I don't know that I've ever seen that.
Really? Wow. I thought my memory was bad. Hers is worse than mine because I know she's seen it. Yeah, you have. So, anyways, what was I saying? I don't even know. Anybody help me out?
Jerry's sick today for all of you that joined us late. He's a little under the weather. He should be back on the next show.
Actually, both our mom and dad are both sick, homesick. Veronica's sick, Sherry's sick. So I'm hoping we stay healthy.
I tried to get out of this, but somehow Gina and Veronica made me come in here.
Oh, we made her.
Twisting my arm.
So, so if you have any questions, anytime. Is that, who asked that question?
What?
We already talked about it. Okay, so just to wrap things up, once again, we have the Ropa line that we're now selling. It is on our website already. It's under new products, or they have their own little, help me out, Veronica? Their own little space on the site that says Ropa. You can't call me while I'm doing the show now. You already know that.
Gina's
Anyways,
fan club.
I have a customer call me on my cell phone. No, you can't call me when I'm doing the show. So we have the Ropa line now. It's on the website. Once again, if you have questions about it, if the website doesn't explain it or you're unsure of what it's trying to say and you want to ask, just give us a call. We don't sell all their products, so if there's something of theirs that you see in the flyer that you want, we can get it for you. Maybe a couple extra days, but we can still get it for you. We all their products are available to us. The auction will start about 2 minutes after 4. Once we close up in here, and we got to go out to where the pigeons are, and then we will start the auction. There are bids on all the birds right now. So if you do want to place a bid, make sure you look at the bids above you, because if you bid lower, then you're not going to be in. So don't wait till the last minute, because sometimes it takes a minute to actually come through and see it. Hi, Darcy. Gina with all the thicker than a Snicker.
Paraphernalia.
Yeah. I love it. Anyways,
Who started that?
a local guy here. And come to find out, it's in a song. One of my customers was telling me that that's in a song, and I said, oh my goodness, is it a bad thing? He's like, no, it's not bad. So I was like, okay, if it was, I would have felt really bad. But so our next show is going to be March 22nd, in 2 weeks from today. And then the following show after that is going to be April 5th, and Jerry will not be doing that show. He will be, he's not going to be available that day, but I will have a special guest with me. Not going to tell you who it is yet, though. But you'll see if you tune in on April 5th. You'll see who the special guest is. Hopefully they'll help me out talking. I won't have to talk during the whole show. Because, you know, I stumble over my words sometimes. I try to talk too fast. So hopefully I'll have a little help on that show.
What are you trying to say?
That I'm not a talker and I can't like talk the whole show like Jerry does.
Gina, you did a fantastic job
Jerry's,
today.
you know, he's a businessman. He loves to talk. I just don't have that gift of gab like he does.
He has the gift of gab.
Hey, Daddy, if you're watching.
Hey, Pops.
El Papa. So if there's anything that you ever want us to talk about on the show, all you have to do is put it in the comments, call us, email us, however you want. Let us know if there's a product you want to see, a specific drinker, feeder, any type of medicines that you want us to talk about. Hi, Sister Rhonda. Do you have any amphibious creatures eternally ready for conflict? No, I thought that was a Rick Wilkinson question, but I was wrong, Rick. So if there's anything that you want us to talk about for the pigeons, just ask us, and we'll be more than happy to. Jesus.
Be more than happy
to talk about whatever you'd like to see on the show or us to talk about again. We have talked about a lot of things. All of our old shows are on our website and our Facebook. If you ever want to go back and look at any of those, or if you just want us to redo it again, we'll be more than happy to do that for you. And answer your questions about whatever it is, or at least try to answer your questions. I'm not always real 100% sure of the answers, so that's why a lot of times I like to call Jerry. If you call me and ask me something, I like to call him just to bounce it off to him to make sure I'm thinking the right way. And most of the times I'm pretty on point, but sometimes I'm a little off. So he's always my backup. But pretty much anybody can answer the questions. A lot of times we'll put you on hold and talk to each other to discuss it, but we can pretty much lead you in the right direction. Anything, sis?
If anyone has any questions on the services that Veronica offers, don't ever hesitate to give us a call. We'll be more than happy to help you.
She's very good at what she does, and she's very particular, and she's quick to. She does have a lot of work to do, but she's pretty quick at getting stuff done. I walk into her office all day long and bother her. She's always joking and saying, I'll put this on your tab. You owe like $3,000 for this or that or whatever. So we always have a running tab with her. But anything else that I forgot, Veronica? Kim?
No. Hi, Mommy.
Today is Fish Friday, so go out and get your fish. I can't wait to get me some.
Thanks, Dean. It wasn't easy getting on this show today, but we appreciate it.
What happened?
You ladies did great, thanks.
Oh, thank you. I come a long way from the first show. I remember the first show I did, I was scared to death. Like, I probably sat here like this.
You're natural now,
I didn't want to move or talk or nothing, and I wouldn't say natural.
It's very hard to sit here, and
it is.
It's hard.
So, we're going to end now. So, we'll be back on in a few minutes for the auction. If you'd like to join us for the auction, remember that, lost my train of thought. Oh, don't wait till the last minute to bid. 3 different types of pigeons on the auction. Come back in a few minutes and we'll be showing you all the different pigeons. Thank you and have a great weekend.